Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Tattoo Awakening, all kinds of divine beasts carved on my back. Chapter 1, Bloodline Inheritance. Solar Era, Blue Star Alliance, Yanjing Fortress. New Regiment, Chaos Battalion. Ancient humans had only 23 pairs of chromosomes in their bodies. But after the catastrophe, all human beings have an extra pair of chromosomes in their bodies. This makes us humans have abilities similar to monsters. Inherited, on the podium of the martial arts field, the Chaos Battalion of the new regiment led the army, and was explaining the key points of inheritance to the new recruit Danzi. Shumo stood quietly behind the crowd, his eyes confused, and a large number of fragmented memories poured into his mind. Just a moment ago, he was an ordinary blue-collar worker at Blue Star. Unexpectedly, after getting out of the elevator at the construction site, he found that he had traveled through time. Travel to a world parallel to Blue Star, but 3,000 years after Blue Star. Following the explanation from the leader of the Chaos Camp, the memories of Shumo and the original owner of the same name were integrated. The memory of the Blue Star in front of him 3,000 years later was read out by him. 3,000 years ago, the Blue Star suddenly appeared with 9 stars in the sky. After the 9 stars connected together, Blue Star underwent a sudden change and its volume expanded countless times. Affected by it, the creatures on the entire Blue Star have mutated to varying degrees. All living things, almost no one is spared. Bizarre changes have occurred in the genes of animals and plants. In particular, the size of animals has increased unscientifically, and their temperaments have become extremely manic. The originally docile animals became very aggressive and ferocious. Nowadays, mutated animals and plants are collectively called monsters by humans. Mutated monsters cannot be destroyed by humans through thermal weapons, even nuclear bombs, which are known as the weapons of destruction. As a result, the human world order completely collapsed. This is the beginning of mankind's catastrophe. The crazy monster seems to have developed intelligence, and its hatred for human beings who have been hunting for a long time has reached the extreme. As a result, the monsters formed a tacit understanding and began to attack human cities in an organized manner. In just 1 year, the world's population plummeted by more than 60%, and the human living environment has become extremely harsh. Fortunately, the 9 stars Lianju affects not only animals and plants, but human genes have also mutated. Mutated humans, under special circumstances, will inherit special beast-like abilities. For this ability, humans named it bloodline inheritance. The blood inheritance mentioned to you now is a kind of superpower that all humans over the age of 18 have a high chance of acquiring during the 7-star continuum moment at a fixed time every year. Wan Jun's voice was extremely loud at this moment, and his expression was unprecedentedly serious. Shumo was awakened by the loud voice and subconsciously raised his head to look at his leader. In 10 minutes, it will be your only big day in this life. You are all orphans rescued from the dead by the Alliance. Now is the time for you to prepare to serve the country. Inherit the superpower. From now on, just like your predecessors, dedicate everything you have to the Alliance, to mankind, and to the future of mankind. Wan Jun's voice became louder and louder, and all the recruits listening to his speech were excited. Everyone's eyes were shining with eager eyes. For the development of the Alliance and for the future of mankind, just like their predecessors, they will continue to struggle. Shumo's eyes also became firm. The fragments in his memory allowed him to see countless predecessors generously die for the continuation of humankind's fire, which almost brought tears to his eyes. Now that I am Shumo in this world, I will definitely inherit the legacy of my predecessors and become a successor who fights for mankind. From Wan Jun's introduction just now, Shumo has learned that only the inheritors are the mainstay of this world. The strong man flies into the sky and escapes from the earth, burning mountains and boiling seas. With any spell or forbidden spell, a medium-sized fortress can be easily destroyed. Imagining such a scene, the eagerness in Shumo's eyes became even more intense. I'm really looking forward to it. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamonds, stars. I wonder what level the bloodline I will be able to inherit in the end will be. Gold is best, platinum is even better, diamonds are possible, star glory. Shumo was in a trance as he recalled the memories left by his original body. For the inheritors of this world, inheriting the bloodline is only the first step. After inheritance, you still need to practice hard to further improve your strength to the level of bloodline. For example, if one inherits the silver 1-star bloodline, the inheritor's initial strength is only 1 bronze star. Only through continuous efforts and raising the strength to bronze 9 stars can one have the opportunity to break through to silver 1 star and reach the same level as the bloodline, thereby exerting the true ability of the bloodline. In the memory of Shumo's predecessor, the bloodline he inherited from the governor of the Yanjing fortress where he is now was at the gold level at the beginning. It was only after he reached the same level as his bloodline through continuous efforts that he became a strong man dominating the Yanjing fortress. Everyone, remember, if you don't inherit the bloodline, don't feel sorry for yourself at all. You are all the pillars of the alliance, the elites of mankind. Today, our alliance's technological strength is no longer as bad as it was thousands of years ago. If anyone is unable to awaken, they can join the Alliance Arsenal family and continue to serve the Alliance. Okay, don't say much. There are still 3 minutes until the 7 stars connect. Everyone, make final preparations and relax. UU reading www.uuknss.com. Try to relax. Almost the next second after Wan Jun finished speaking, the originally clear sky suddenly turned gloomy. Suddenly, 7 points of light as bright as the sun appeared in the sky and were slowly forming a straight line. In the process of connecting these 7 light points into a straight line, the world was suddenly filled with a powerful aura. That aura quickly enveloped the entire blue star, releasing an indescribable wave of energy. Shumo stood in the crowd, looking up to the sky, his eyes burning like a torch. Just as Wan Jun said, he completely relaxed his body and mind. According to what Wan Jun said, only those who are completely relaxed can get more benefits of the blood inheritance brought by the 7 stars Lianju. The 7 light points finally formed a straight line. In an instant, countless thin and colorful streams of light fell from the sky. Quickly and accurately penetrated into the body of every adult on Blue Star who had never received inheritance. Buzz. At this time, the entire Blue Star let out a cry like a mythical beast from the prehistoric era. The long chirping sound made everyone feel confused. But at this moment, the body of each inheritor suddenly burst out with bright brilliance. The top of each inheritor's head shows the phantom of their respective bloodline inheritance. Shumo saw this scene clearly. Although he couldn't see his own, he was sure. This is the phantom of each inheritor, the beast passed down by bloodline. At this moment, a pleasant voice suddenly came into Shumo's mind. Ding, the energy fluctuation of the bloodline body has been detected, and the ancient beast system has been activated. Tattoo awakening. All kinds of divine beasts carved on my back. Chapter 2. Ancient Chongming Bird. As a reader of Krypton Gold internet articles in his previous life, how could Shumo not understand what the sound in his head meant to him? Benefits for time travelers. The golden finger of my life has arrived. What Shumo didn't expect was that his golden finger would be activated at this juncture. Does this mean anything? The ancient beast system was successfully launched. Close black lens bracket. Ding, please host, please make your own choice and obtain the inherited bloodline now. Close black lens bracket. Remind the host that the currently available inherited bloodline divine beasts are the 10 ancient divine beasts and the 10 ancient divine beasts. The host can choose any one. Close black lens bracket. Hearing the system prompt, Shumo's eyes lit up. He really knows a lot about mythical beasts. Which child in the last life has not read the classic of mountains and seas? The 10 ancient mythical beasts refer to Taiyang Zhujiao, Taiyan Yuying, Qinglong, White Tiger, Xuanwu, Suzaku, Wonglong, Yinglong, Tangsnake, and Gaochen. The 10 ancient mythical beasts refer to Baze, Kui, Phoenix, Qilin, Teoti, Xiaji, Jian, Chongmingnao, Baifeng, and Teoti. If any one of these mythical beasts were pulled out, in the prehistoric era, they would be giant bulls that dominated one area. But now, these mythical beasts are one of Shumo's bloodlines to be selected. Shumo was stunned by the happiness that rushed towards him, and fell into an extremely entangled state. At this time, around him, among the people in the new core, there were also people who had obtained the blood inheritance. As the bloodline inheritors appeared one after another, the people who had not yet received the bloodline inheritance became a little restless. After all, no one is really willing to go to the arsenal to use their remaining energy. Almost no one would like that kind of life where you can see the end of your life at a glance. Commander, I have inherited the bloodline. Won Jun saw someone in his team raising his hand, and his eyes were filled with excitement. The Chaos Battalion commanded thousands of armies and was once the legacy powerhouse of the Alliance. However, due to a near-fatal injury suffered during a head-on fight with a monster, his strength was greatly reduced after recovery. That's why he came to the new regiment and took up the position of leader of the Chaos Battalion. Continue to shine and point out the way forward for new inheritors. Come out, Won Jun shouted loudly, and a burly recruit walked out of the crowd, came to Won Jun, stood at attention and saluted. He is the first recruit in the Chaos Camp to obtain blood inheritance, Woody. Won Jun glanced at the phantom above Woody's head and nodded slightly. Woody inherited the bronze level 3-star bloodline, snake skin lizard. Won Jun's words just finished. It was as if his voice activated the soul of the bloodline beast above Woody's head. Everyone saw that the phantom of the beast above Woody's head suddenly came to life. I saw the lizard beast dressed in snakeskin scales, raising its head towards the 7 stars in the sky, and letting out a long neighing sound. Wow! A powerful momentum shot out from Woody in all directions. Almost all the new recruits in the Chaos Camp involuntarily took a step back, and then cast envious glances at Woody. Woody became the first bloodline inheritor, which gave everyone a good start. The remaining people are even more eager, hoping that they can also receive blood inheritance. It's best to have a better beast bloodline than Woody. Woody, stand behind me. Won Jun was quite satisfied with the inheritance Woody had obtained and continued to look at his other soldiers below. Soon, a new inheritor appeared. Nijia, inherit the bronze level 3-star bloodline, Black Elf. Zhu Zhong, inherit the bronze level 3-star bloodline, you are awesome. As time goes by, more and more people in Chaos Camp have acquired blood inheritance. It has to be said that these orphans who were carefully selected and sent to the new corps have quite good qualifications. In just a short while, a silver-level bloodline inheritor appeared in the Chaos Camp. Won Jun was overjoyed, even though the beast inherited by this silver bloodline inheritor was only the tortoiseshell beast known for its defensive power. But, Wang Yao, the inheritance failed. It's okay. This is your letter of introduction. Report to the Alliance Arsenal tomorrow. The moment the inheritor of the silver bloodline appeared, the first person in the Chaos Camp who failed to inherit the inheritance appeared. It is clear at a glance which of the inheritors and those who enter the arsenal are better and worse. Although everyone is working hard for the Alliance and humanity. But everyone is very clear about the nature of the inheritors and the arsenal staff. The future situation and destiny of the two will be very different. But soon, there was a commotion in the Chaos Camp. Countless exclamations came out. Zhang Hao inherited the gold-level bloodline, the bipedal flying dragon, that is the 8-star bloodline. Someone helped Zhang Hao reveal his bloodline level, and the entire Chaos Camp was in an uproar. Damn it, 8-star bloodline, gold level. Wyvern, what is that? It sounds awesome. The one who leads the dragon must be awesome. Besides, he has a gold-level bloodline. How can he not be awesome? That's right. Isn't our governor a gold-level bloodline? Does that mean that Zhang Hao may become a governor-level boss in the future? Damn, those thick thighs. Hurry up and hug your thighs now. After passing this village, there is no such shop. Looking at Zhang Hao's new recruits, Yu Kanshu www. Yuakanshu, Calm's eyes were shining with eager eyes at this moment. Especially some female soldiers looked at Zhang Hao with eyes that were as hot as if they were looking at a legendary crystal core. After all, everyone knows that if you can hold on to Nang Hao's thigh, it will be of great help to you in everything in the future. Beautiful. Won Jun shook his fist secretly, his eyes also shining with eagerness. I didn't expect that the new recruits I led would be so powerful, and there would be a successor of the Golden Bloodline. In this way, Chaos Camp, which has been at the bottom in terms of inheritance quality for several consecutive years, can finally turn around with today's opportunity. Won Jun's grin almost reached his earlobes at this time, and he slapped Zhang Hao's shoulder hard. Okay, not bad, young man, the future is promising. The new recruits at the back have to work hard. Won Jun was encouraging the new recruits, but in his mind, the inheritance of the bloodline here this year meant it was over. With Zhang Hao as a gold-level bloodline foundation, he already has enough confidence. As for the next recruits, will they be able to inherit the bloodline of gold level or above? It's basically out of his consideration. Because judging from Wanjin's experience, such a probability is almost equal to none. However, at this moment, a huge phantom suddenly appeared above one of the new soldiers in front of him. Ding, the host is being matched with the best mythical beast. Close black lens bracket. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the bloodline of the ancient mythical beast, the Chongming bird. Close black lens bracket. As the system prompt sounded, a golden phantom above Shumo's head suddenly became angry. Chang. With a crisp cry that soared into the sky, the sound shook the whole world. Tattoo awakening. All kinds of divine beasts carved on my back. Chapter 3. Star Level Bloodline. All I saw was the huge martial arts arena, presenting an extremely magnificent scene. A ray of red light with golden light rose into the sky. The golden light and red light intertwined brightly and shot straight into the sky. The moment that ray of light shot into the sky, it was like a knife cutting across the sky. If it weren't for this light, it would fly rapidly towards the sky in a straight line instead of shooting out in all directions. The crowd present might think that there is another star in the sky. But this is not over yet. Immediately afterwards, there was another crisp cry, shocking the whole audience again. This crisp sound was extremely crisp, extremely loud, and extremely huge. But to human ears, it doesn't feel very loud, but everything in the world is completely stirred because of this cry. A huge shadow gradually took shape above Shumo's head. In the bright light, a terrifying figure of a mythical beast stood behind Shumo with its head held high, looking domineering. As the form of the divine beast solidified, a terrifying aura from the ancient prehistoric era burst out from the divine beast's body. On the martial arts stage, the recruits who had acquired bloodline inheritance were all dumbfounded at this moment. In their souls, they can deeply feel that the inherited beasts in their bloodline are in extreme tension. This is bloodline suppression, and it's comprehensive. The Chaos Battalion has the most profound experience of commanding thousands of armies at this moment. As a veteran who had survived a devastating battle, he knew this feeling all too well. Even though he was a former Platinum 3-star strongman, he was still suppressed by this coercion in all directions. In fact, he could hardly control it, and the blood in his body was gushing. It was as if something was anxiously trying to escape. Roar. At this moment, the bloodline beasts and all the inheritors in the field broke out of their bodies one after another, and they looked up to the sky and let out a long roar. All bloodline beasts cast their gazes in the same direction at the same time. Shumo's location. The beasts that appeared in the phantom roared and then prostrated themselves towards Shumo. That scene was like a group of beasts worshipping their king. How could this happen? Why is this happening? What level of blood did that boy inherit? Why is even the beast in my body affected by him? Wan Jun's question at this moment is also a question of the new inheritors in the audience. Everyone looked at Shumo with wide eyes and astonishment. To be precise, look at the huge beast shadow behind him. It was a huge bird with 4 pupils, and its whole body was wrapped in red and golden light. Waves of surging pressure burst out from that light. The huge divine bird stood behind Shumo, its wings spread out, and its entire body almost occupied the entire martial arts arena. Waves of sparkling divine power surged out from behind Shumo. Chongming bird, one of the top 10 mythical beasts in ancient times. Don't let the name sound ordinary. But even Phoenix is just a younger brother in front of it. In the prehistoric period, its existence made thousands of demon gods helpless. Even if it is the legendary ancestral dragon, there is no guarantee of victory against it. These are the 10 ancient mythical beasts, the Chongming bird. Shumo's eyes flashed with light at this moment, and the whole body was filled with colorful brilliance. The power of the Chongming bird poured into his body in an instant. The powerful energy body was released everywhere in his body, constantly merging, reorganizing, and merging again. At this moment, Shumo could even clearly sense that every cell in his body was undergoing an earth-shattering transformation. His bones, flesh and blood, meridians, soul, everything is being reorganized, reborn, transformed, and solidified. After a long while, as the colorful brilliance around Shumo faded away, the inheritance of his bloodline came to an end. Shumo, what level is your bloodline inheritance? What kind of beast did you awaken? Wan Jun's excited voice made Shumo react. At this moment, Shumo himself was the only one on the scene, including Wan Jun. No one recognized what the mythical beast that appeared behind Shumo just was. The same goes for Wan Jun. Even if he is more knowledgeable, he has never seen such a beast. Therefore, one can only ask the parties themselves. After all, only the person involved will be prompted to know what kind of inherited bloodline he has received after receiving the inheritance. Previously, Wan Jun could easily recognize the bloodline beast names of each previous inheritor based on his actual combat experience. But for Shu Mo, he was blinded. I really can't tell. My bloodline level. Shu Mo frowned slightly. Commander, to be honest, I don't know either. All I know now is that the beast of my bloodline is called Chongming Bird, and it seems to be one of the top 10 mythical beasts in ancient times. The top 10 mythical beasts of ancient times. In Wan Jun's widened eyes, the eyeballs bulged violently outwards, as if they were about to fall out at any time. He was stunned for a long time, and suddenly shouted loudly at the staff behind him. Come on, hurry up, bring those test machines up, hurry up. Hearing the roar of Wan Jun, the Alliance staff who were doing nothing at the back were like chickens whose nest had exploded. You read a book www. Yuakanshu.com hurriedly moved pieces of testing equipment to the martial arts stage. Seeing this scene, the recruits in the martial arts stage were immediately shocked. Damn it, don't you, the commander-in-chief, recognize the beast bloodline level inherited by Shu Mo? It's not surprising. You didn't feel it. When the beast shadow appeared behind Shu Mo just now, I felt as if I was being targeted by a beast. I really didn't expect that Shu Mo's talent is so good. He can't be higher than Zhang Hao's inherited blood, right? Higher than Zhang Hao. Platinum. No way. Platinum. I can't help but feel it. Maybe it's a diamond, or how could our commander not see it? Yes, Lord Commander, it is platinum. Is it really diamond? No way. Amid the discussion among the recruits, Alliance staff finally assembled a new bloodline tester. Under the guidance of the staff, Shu Mo pressed his thumb towards the test area of the tester. I felt a sharp sting on my fingertips, and a drop of Shu Mo's blood fell into the instrument. Buzz. As a loud buzzing sound sounded, the bloodline tester trembled violently, and countless data quickly appeared on the display. Wan Jun took 3 steps at a time and rushed to the screen, staring at each set of data on it, his eyes unblinking, as if he was afraid of missing key data. After a long time, the data on the display screen stopped scrolling, and Wan Jun's pupils dilated again. Okay. Ha ha ha. I really didn't expect that our Chaos Camp would actually produce a star-level recruit today. Shu Mo, a divine beast, the Chongming Bird, with a star-level bloodline and level of 9 stars. As soon as Wan Jun's voice came out, the whole place was in an uproar. Tattoo awakening. All kinds of divine beasts carved on my back. Chapter 4. Not in one dimension. Starry 9-star bloodline. One of the ancient mythical beasts. Everyone was shocked by this sudden news. The next second, everyone who looked at Shu Mo had envy in their eyes. No jealousy or hate. There is really no way to be jealous and hateful. Because everyone knows that once Shu Mo can grow to 9 stars. That's more than just the governor of Yanjing Fortress. In the future, Shu Mo will definitely become one of the strongest and highest rulers in the alliance. Therefore, in the eyes of everyone, Shu Mo is now beyond their reach. Even Zhang Hao, who commanded thousands of troops in the Chaos Battalion and had just inherited the Golden Bloodline. At this time, the eyes that looked at Shu Mo could only be filled with admiration and worship. No one is not shocked by Shu Mo's bloodline. But soon, Wan Jun thought of another problem. The bloodline tester he applied for seems to have the highest authority only up to Xingyao 9 stars. So could it be that Shu Mo's bloodline level is more than just 9 stars? Just because of the limitations of the instrument itself, the only thing that can be displayed at the moment is the Xingyao 9 stars. If Shu Mo's bloodline is beyond the 9 stars, then... Thinking of this, Wan Jun's eyes lit up. He must report this matter to his superiors immediately. Talents of such blood as Shu Mo must not be buried in the new core. It is impossible for the new core to cultivate a high-level bloodline like him. Afterwards, Wan Jun signaled that the inheritance should continue, but he no longer cared about the people below. He immediately opened the communicator and found the top leader who was directly in charge of him. Admiral of the new regiment. What did you say? Say it again. Is there something wrong with my ears, or is there something wrong with your head? Admiral, it has been tested on site with a bloodline tester. Shu Mo's bloodline is 9-star level. I suspect that his bloodline level may be beyond the range of the bloodline tester. Plop. There was a loud noise from the other side of the communicator. Immediately afterwards, the admiral's busy movements were heard. Wanjin, please protect the people, I will rush over immediately. Putting away the communicator, Wanjun's heart surged, but before he could finish his excitement, the inheritance of Chaos Camp was over for everyone. At the same time, the inheritance of the new regiments Changchi Camp, Teoti Camp and Yuju Camp were also completed. The leaders of the other 3 battalions walked towards the Chaos Camp with evil smiles on their faces. When they saw Wanjun from a distance, they all waved and said hello with evil smiles on their faces. Lao Wan, how are you? Do you have high-level recruits in your Chaos Camp this year? Yeah, tell us about it. What's the expression on your faces? Could it be that you don't have a high level this year and you're going to be at the bottom of the new corps again? The leaders of the 3 battalions walked onto the Chaos Camp's martial arts stage and looked at Wanjun with eyes full of teasing. Some of the unhappy recruits wanted to speak, but Wanjun's eyes sternly stopped them. Looking back at the commanders of the other 3 battalions, a gleam flashed in his eyes. A bunch of guys who only add insult to injury want to laugh at themselves. I'll let you see who is the joke later. With this thought in his mind, Wanjun showed a frustrated smile on his face and moved one step at a time in front of the 3 battalion commanders. Seeing the wry smile on Wanjun's face, the leaders of the 3 battalions looked at each other and smiled playfully. What are you doing here? Wanjun asked in an angry voice, frowning. He did it on purpose. He had been bullied by these guys not once or twice in the past, but today he wanted to get it all back at once. Lao Wan, how are you? Chong Liwei, the gentle-looking commander of Changchi Camp, had an intriguing smile on his face. This year we have the 4th battalion of new recruits. Let's have another recruit competition. Now. Changchi Camp has always been the ace battalion of the 4th battalion of the new corps. It has always been ranked first in all competitions of the new corps and has never been knocked down by any battalion. Seeing that Wanjun did not respond immediately, Luan Hua, the commander of Yangzhou Camp, asked with a smile, What's the matter, Lao Wan? Are you scared? I said the same goes for you, why are you embarrassing Lao Wan so much? Li Dan, the commander of the Teoti Camp, had a sarcastic expression on his face. Come on. Wanjun interrupted the 3 of them directly at this time. What? The 3 battalion commanders almost said in unison. None of them expected that Wanjun would agree to the duel so readily, and the 3 commanders raised their brows heavily. Every year in the past, after the inheritance, Wanjun never actively asked to compete with them. What kind of medicine did he take wrongly this year? Why did you agree to Dobby so readily? Could it be that some powerful inheritors emerged from the Chaos Camp this year? But so what? This year, their 3 battalion bloodline inheritors are more awesome than in previous years. Now that we've reached an agreement, let's get started. The Chaos Camp's martial arts stage is a ready-made arena. Soon the inheritors of the 4 battalions gathered around the ring. The rules for the new corps competition are already made, and they are the same every year. There are 4 camps, each with one strongest inheritor. Then there is a wheel battle, and the winner is the one who stands in the ring at the end. The battalion of the winner will be the first place that year, and 30% of all resources for that year will be allocated to the battalion of the winner. In addition, the winner himself can obtain 3 high-grade monster crystal cores on the spot for training. Shu Mo. You read www.yuakanshu.com. Wanjun didn't know why, but he was a little nervous when he looked at Shu Mo. Are you sure? Lord Commander, don't worry. Shu Mo nodded firmly. He is confident that after awakening the blood of the divine beast, he will definitely be invincible among the new recruits. Okay, it's up to you. After hearing this, Wanjun breathed a sigh of relief, patted Shu Mo on the shoulder, walked to the commanders of the other 3 battalions and sat down. Everyone was in their positions. Chongqing, which was ranked first last year, leader Chong Liwei came on stage and shouted loudly. No more nonsense, it's a mule or a horse, come up and run around by yourself. It's your man, stand up. Bang. As soon as Chong Liwei finished speaking, a huge figure landed heavily on the ring. The huge figure even covered Chong Liwei's entire body. Chong Liwei looked back and saw that it was a soldier from his own camp. He slightly raised the corner of his mouth and said in a voice that only he and the other party could hear clearly. Wang Chang, Teach them a lesson. Wang Chang, who was like a giant beast, grinned when he heard this and watched his commander walk down the ring. Then he raised his head and looked at the Chaos Camp opposite with provocative eyes. Chaos Camp, if you are still at the bottom this year, you might as well call yourself the Rice Bucket Camp. Wang, don't be too arrogant. Believe it or not, I will kill you. Zhang Hao was furious when he heard this and was about to jump onto the ring, but his body suddenly froze. When he turned around, he saw Shumo holding him back. Zhang Hao was startled subconsciously, and at the same time he wanted to break free, but failed. His pupils instantly dilated. Starry 9 stars, it turns out that they are really so powerful. I thought that I was not weak in the 8 golden stars, but I just discovered it now. He and Shumo are really not on the same level from now on. Tattoo Awakening. All kinds of divine beasts carved on my back. Chapter 5. Overwhelmed 2 camps. Leave it to me, I will make the people from the Teoti camp and the Teoti camp afraid to enter the ring. Zhang Hao couldn't help but be stunned by his calm tone and domineering aura. While Zhang Hao was in a daze, Shumo had already stepped onto the ring. At this time, in front of Shumo, the personal panel of the system after Bloodline Awakening was displayed. Host: Shumo. Bloodline: Chongming Bird. Fusion Degree: 10%. Ability: Power to lift the sky. After reading the contents of his personal panel, Shumo became more confident. When he stood still, the system notification sounded in his mind again. Random mission trigger. Defeat the challengers from Chongqi Camp, Teoti Camp and Yuzhu Camp. Close black lens bracket. Winning reward: Chongming Bird Fusion plus 20%. Seeing the task prompt, Shumo chose to accept it without any hesitation. In fact, regardless of whether he has a mission or not, he will defeat the other 3 battalions of challengers. If he awakens the blood of the divine beast and can't even deal with these people, then he can really kill him with a piece of tofu. Ha! Wang Chang looked at Shumo, who was standing motionless opposite, with a puzzled look on his face. The recruits under the ring also looked strange. What's going on? Why did that new recruit from the Chaos Camp just stand there so stupidly? Yes, without saying a word, are you going to be frightened by Brother Chang's aura when you see him up close? I can't tell you. When I first met Brother Chang, I was shocked by his abnormal physique. Ha ha ha, that's so interesting. The Chaos Camp won't just admit defeat this time, right? You can have this. Ha ha ha. Hearing the noise of his brothers below the ring, Wang Chang showed a proud smile on his face. Young man from the Chaos Camp, you are so stupid. Don't say that I won't give you a chance. Just admit defeat and avoid looking bad later. Who gave you the confidence? Do you want to fight? If you don't fight and admit defeat, I can reluctantly let you go. When it comes to antagonizing people, Shumo too is really not afraid of anyone. Damn it, is Shumo so tough? Why don't you notice it usually? No, can Shumo really beat any big guy in Chongqi Camp? Remove it. Shumo has just inherited the Xingyao 9-star bloodline, and it is also the bloodline of a divine beast. How can he lose? Ah, is that really okay? Under the ring, the companions of the Chaos Camp felt their hearts rise as they looked at the 2 people on the ring who were completely out of proportion. You brat, you asked for it. Wang Chang's eyes widened and he became furious, and his aura surged. On the ring, a hurricane hung from the ground, and immediately behind Wang Chang, a phantom of a beast suddenly rose up. It was a monster with a body length of more than 4 meters and a height of more than 2 meters. Its whole body was covered in scales, its legs were upright, and it had a pair of sharp front claws. Velociraptor. It's still a giant velociraptor. Damn it, it's awesome. No wonder the commander of the Chongqi battalion dared to enlarge the gold level 9-star bloodline velociraptor today. Damn it, this is nothing. Luan Hua's eyes widened when he saw the figurative raptor behind Wang Chang. Fuck, Chong Liwei is going to take first place again this year. Li Dan's lips trembled and he looked back at his recruit. As he expected, no one dared to look at him. It's just average, just 9 gold stars, ha ha ha. Chong Liwei was laughing. His tone didn't sound too arrogant, but his expression was already extremely arrogant. Old Wan, which of you new recruits, what bloodline did you inherit today? It's already good enough to dare to step into the ring. I'll ask Wang Chang not to hit too hard later. Don't worry. When Chong Liwei said this, he deliberately approached Wan Jun. Wan Jun, however, looked indifferent, as if he was indifferent to everything happening in the arena. Don't worry, I will never let Shumo take action lightly later. Single quote. Won Jun was silently furious in his heart. On the ring, Shumo just glanced at the phantom of the raptor behind Wang Chang, and then lowered his eyes. Are golden 9 stars so arrogant? Then let you see who should be more arrogant. Call. Shumo's whole body was shaken, and his bloodline beast appeared behind him. As the Chongming bird appeared in front of everyone, a violent pressure shot out in all directions in an instant. The recruits standing under the ring, except for those from the Chaos Camp, were all caught off guard and all stepped back 3 meters away. Wang Chang was stunned for a moment, frowned and looked at the beast behind Shumo with a confused look on his face. A strange bird. What kind of bloodline beast is this? How could there be such strong pressure? But he reacted immediately, laughed evilly, and punched Shumo directly. Since you are standing in the ring, of course you have to fight it out. With this punch, Wang Chang used all his strength, wrapped in the power of the bloodline beast that had just been initially fused, to hit Shumo's face hard. There was a crackling sound in the air, and you could even vaguely see bright sparks shooting out of Wang Chang's huge fist. This shows how powerful Wang Chang's punch is. Seeing this scene, Chong Liwei, who was slightly surprised just now, suddenly started laughing again. Wang Chang struck with all his strength, leaving no room for the Chaos Camp. This was what he had agreed with Wang Chang before. As long as this punch hits hard, Yu reading www.yuakanshu.com, which recruit in the Chaos Camp is either dead or crippled. He will definitely win this round. The golden 9-star bloodline and the power of the raptor are not in vain. Li Dan and Luan Hua, who were sitting next to Chong Liwei, both looked a little blue. They knew Wang Chang would be very strong, but they didn't expect him to be so strong. The Chaos Camp will be defeated. The two commanders had the same idea as Chong Liwei. But just when everyone thought that Shumo would definitely lose, changes occur suddenly. Shumo, who had been standing motionless on the ring, suddenly moved. But he just gently raised his left hand, opened his 5 fingers, and easily intercepted Wang Chang's fist. Bang! With a loud noise, the fists and palms met, and a shock wave visible to the naked eye shot out in all directions from the ring. But that's all. Everyone saw that Wang Chang's face turned red, his eyes widened, and he gritted his teeth and tried to take back his fist. But his big fist, held in Shumo's palm, did not move at all. No matter how hard Wang Chang tried, he couldn't move even half an inch. Seeing this scene, everyone present was dumbfounded. Especially Chong Liwei, who stood up suddenly with disbelief in his eyes. No way, this is too fake. The Chaos Camp and the Chongqi Camp are playing fake punches. Who made the call? You can't, right? How can the Chongqi Camp fight fake punches with the Chaos Camp? Then how do you explain this? I do not know either. Shumo looked at Wang Chang calmly. Wang Chang was still exerting force, but even if his face turned purple, he still couldn't get away from Shumo's hands. How could this happen? Chong Liwei lost his voice. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.